I said, I guess so, man, because, I do these little plot plans, and Mary Garcia, her son was in jail, so I had to draw plot plans so the judge could put a lien on the house so they could put up bail money to get out of bail, but they needed to do drawing, so I'd be up to 3, 4, 5 o'clock doing drafting, and I flunked just about everything in high school except drafting, because I was always sleepy-eyed. And they go, Jesse, what did I just say? I said, Jesse, go see the principal.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I was hell in school. That's one thing. It's where I got my violence, and I'm not violent no more. But I used to be. Good God, especially in my 20s, I was a fucking savage. I didn't like that person. That person would pull the trigger quick, and thank God I never did. Thank God I never had. I was very quick-tempered. My temper, I could turn it on and off, and it was like, that was like one of my best qualities, the ability to turn that temper on, pow, but be able to turn it off. Now I can't turn it off. I can turn it on, I can't turn it off, and it pisses me off. And I have to take a bunch of Valium, but a heart pill, but it's all good. It's been a good 6 years, I'd say.
It's your high blood pressure. You sound like Robert. I grew up with my stepfather. You know what his last name was? And this is a true story. His last name was Mussolini. Mussolini, half of them fought for the Germans, and the other half fought with the United States and the French and English. So my stepfather and his brother fought with the Americans, and the other half of the family were, big shots with Hitler, and they got to fly around in airplanes, and they they had the little car with the machine gun on top, and you fuck with Mussolini, he pull up to your house and just shoot it full of bullets. He was ruthless.
God, I know my uncle is too. He's a Mexican, and he wasn't legal. He was 66. He'd already done time in the federal prison. Got out. My mom was telling me, heard about your uncle, blah, blah. No, what about it? She said he killed 2 people. Or one person shot the other one in the head. He was a dope man, I guess, and they thought they were going to rob the dope man, and they did. And on their way out, that 66-year-old man was smiling in his mugshot. He blew one of them's head plumb off and got half of the other one. I said, they'll never see him again. We'll never see him again in the U.S. Maybe Mexico, and he'll never be seen in the U.S. again. Dude, I was wrong. He didn't even fucking try to leave. Didn't even try. Was smiling in his mugshot. Didn't even leave the fucking city. Crazy shit.
Shit, that sounds like just about everybody I know in Texas. They say, I'm going to leave the country. They move to Divine. That's only like 15 minutes down the street. Yeah, I'm going to leave. I'm going to Mexico. They move to Von Army, like 5 minutes down the street. Yeah, I'm going to Switzerland. And they move to, like, Austin, Texas. That's just about everybody I know in Texas, man. Here I am running around with U.S. Marshals and federal agents. And I go, who's that guy? Oh, that's Bobby. He's my neighbor. Oh, okay. That guy looks familiar. No, that's not him.
That's the hardest thing I had to do one time, was explain to somebody why it was okay for one but not another. Because we did a humongous fucking helicopters and stuff like that, and the ground crew and shit. We tore up some fucking shit. And little bitty crops too, some of them. Give a fuck. And then that helicopter hovered on over some place, and it lit it up like you wouldn't believe. And he kept looking at the driver of the plane, like, what, don't you see that? What, hey, what do we do? We just sent 10 people in over 10 plants, and this motherfucker's got 10 plants. He puts about $5,000 into each bed. And you can see that he's just coming off of it left and right. And he couldn't understand why it was okay for one person and not the other. And that was the hardest thing I'd ever had to explain. Well, some people retire. And when they retire, they don't want to be fucked with. And they want to do what they want to do. Live the rest of their life. So if that's the way they choose it, if they've lived their life and, you know, been a damn good citizen, retired and decide to smoke some weed and grow it yourself, so fucking what? So what? I ain't gonna say nothing. Nobody gives a shit.
Hey, Campaign.
It's about every retired judge grows weed in the backyard around here. But let me tell you what's really bad. You know, you saw on TV where they had all these migrants marching up the border trying to get into the United States. Well, this guy that I know, he got busted. This guy that I know got the wild idea to get a bunch of wetbacks and pay him $5,000. So he leased a twin-engine Bach 111, which is a 3-engine jet airplane that's got the door in the back. So he flew down to Mexico, loaded up the thing with airplanes. He would have got away with it, except he got in a fight with his girlfriend 2 nights before. So we landed in San Antonio, boom, they busted his ass. But here's what he did. He hired him and a bunch of girls to put on makeup to make them look like Asians. And he taught them just enough Japanese and Chinese that when he landed in Dallas-Fort Worth, he didn't get caught. Where he got caught is when he came to San Antonio to park the airplane overnight before he flew into Mexico. If he had flown straight from Dallas, straight back to Mexico, he wouldn't have got caught. But he had to bang this girl behind his wife's back, and his wife snitched on him, and he did federal time.